Welcome back to Marine Corps Movie Minute, where we break down movies in the Marine Corps 1 minute at a time. I'm Jack Perry.
And I'm Brian Lockhart.
And this week, we break down minute number 63. The minute begins with... where does the minute begin?
Well, it begins with...
I actually had the minute going on in the background, and I forgot my spot.
Well, I mean, really, all we could do is insert last minute's beginning because it's basically just more ass chewing.
yeah. So Lieutenant Ring is he's taking ownership for letting Gunny freelance the men, and the minute ends with Gunny showing a great deal of respect to Lieutenant Ring for taking the bullet. So yeah, man, where do you want to start?
We'll just start right where we left off. I mean, Lieutenant Ring was speaking up last minute and saying I gave him, permission to freelance. I like this where it kind of continues on this minute where he starts to say his men, like not even Lieutenant Ring's men, but Gunny's men, and he catches what he said because that pissed off Major Powers because Major Powers' men, and he catches himself real quick. He says, the men. The men. So, I think now the whole time I like this Gunny. I don't think he expected Lieutenant Ring to stand up for him at all. And he kind of, Clint Eastwood squints the whole movie, but he squints even more, and he kind of slowly looks to his left to look at Lieutenant Ring. And of course, Major Powers hesitates. He stares at kind of both of them, and he slams the phone down.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, shit, I had him, and now I don't. It slipped away. It's like a witness that was bought off or changed her story at the last minute. So he tells him to get out, wait in the hall.
Yeah.
He's got more words for him, but he wants to discuss things with Gunny first.
Yeah. Out of earshot of the lieutenant.
Yeah. Now, this is a nice little bit of, their relationship. And as we talked about him wanting to basically have his personal mission to run Gunny out of the Corps at this point. And he said, he's like, that's his next job.
Yeah.
And he said, the funny thing is he's going to do it himself. He's either going to disobey a direct order, circumvent procedures, or just get plain drunk. Because as we discussed, he knows he's seen his record. He knows what's happened in the past.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying he's, self-destructive because, he continues, you're just either too old, too stupid, or too prideful to change. And I'm going to enjoy watching you fall. So not only is he just not like him and doesn't think he's a good Marine, like he's personally does not like this guy and wants him gone.
Yeah. He's personally invested. Yeah, he's personally invested in seeing the downfall of one. That's a shit leader right there.
Oh, yeah. But you know what, though? If this movie was made today, we would find out that Major Powers was Gunny Highway's like stepbrother, and he resented him.
Bullshit.
Right? Yeah, it would totally be like, oh, like my dad adopted you, and he liked you better.
Oh, it gives me the douche chills. And you're absolutely right. Oh, it would be horrible.
Yeah. And then everything that's ever bad happened to him, like Roy Jennings going after his wife, it was all me.
Yeah, the big reveal.
Sorry, now that we're talking about this, and maybe there's there's opportunity to bring it up more, but I just had a thought.
Yeah.
Roy Jennings should have been named Jody.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity right there.
I mean, is that too on the nose, or
that would have been? Well, you know what? It would have been kind of a neat little nod.
Jody Jennings.
Yeah, Jody Jennings
or Roy Jody. I think Jody Jennings.
Yeah.
And they could have named a place instead of the Palace Inn. It could have been Double J's or
JJ's House of Fun.
Yeah, right. Nice.
So for the folks that don't know what Jody was the mythical guy back home when either Marines or actually I don't even know if any other services use Jody.
Yeah, I think they do. Do.
So anytime you're in boot camp or you're in some long training or you're deployed, Jody was the guy that was back home that was banging your girlfriend or your wife or whatever. he was mythical, and he was always out. He was in the bushes waiting for you to leave, like like it was a done deal.
Yeah, like I just real quick, it just says a caller is curious about a slang term she hears from her friends in the military. The word is Jody, and it means someone who steals a soldier's girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
it even says, in the United States, these cadences are sometimes called Jody calls or Jodies. After Jody, a reoccurring character who figures in some traditional cadences. Jody refers to a man with whom a servicewoman's wife or girlfriend cheats while they are deployed.
yeah, yeah.
I saw a funny thing that it was a meme on one of the military things I follow, and it showed a guy all sad, and it said because of quarantine 2020, Jody's forced to bang his own wife.
Yeah. That's funny.
I'm like, oh, that's too funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so let's back to the minute after this shit leader basically wants to see his men, one of his uh, staff NCOs fail.
Mhm. Yeah.
This is actually where I should have brought up the fat little gunnery sergeant because he goes, "Send in that idiot Ring,"
Yeah. Yeah.
which is he's Ring's about to get it,
Yeah. Well, yeah, the look on Gunny's face when he says that too, he's like, you that's it one, it's kinda unprofessional, like, he shouldn't but the fact that that Lieutenant Ring had the gall to make his own decision and not yeah, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, the whole time that he's like talking shit, the gunny, he's staring right back at him, but it's not with the same intensity
Mm,
as he did Roy Jennings at one time when
yeah,
Jennings was talking shit to him. He's more kind of like, I can't believe this motherfucker's talking to me this way, but he's just kind of taking it.
yeah,
It is when he dismisses him afterwards and then says, "Get that idiot Ring in here," that he does get a little bit more of that angry face that Clint Eastwood does. It's
yeah,
subtle. It's not as like glaring as like I said with the Roy Jennings thing, but I think he's just mad about the whole conversation as a whole, and honestly probably doesn't like the fact that again Lieutenant Ring didn't do anything wrong.
mm-mm,
And yeah, that is unprofessional. He should not be calling, basically he's talking shit about Gunny's superior officer.
yeah,
So it's not
trying to
good.
undermine him.
Yeah, I mean I mean, yeah, that's exactly it. It kind of it could undermine him in the eyes of his, staff NCOs, and it's just bad all around.
Yeah,
It's fine if he thinks Lieutenant Ring is an idiot, and it's fine if he tells Lieutenant Ring he's an idiot, and it's fine if he tells some captain that happened to be there that Lieutenant Ring's an idiot. You don't do it in front of his men.
yeah, yeah, just to boost, yeah, Major Powers' own ego.
Yeah. So, of course, Gunny walks out in the hall. Lieutenant Ring's waiting there, and he looks, man, he's waiting for the principal to come out, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
He's sad. He's looking at the pictures.
Yeah,
The look, yeah, it's like the look he gives Gunny, like he let him down.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
But I like it. Like he has no reason to be sorry, and Gunny lets him know you're not, no need to be. And then this is where he gives him the respect. Hey, Lieutenant
Re Recon.
Recon, yeah. Oh, I thought you were calling Lieutenant Ring Reek from Game of Thrones.
Oh. No. Yeah,
He's not that pathetic,
no. Get his junk cut off.
Right, but Reek does, eventually stand
Re
up,
Yeah, redeems
redeem
himself
himself.
a little bit. Yeah.
He's not that level though. But
No.
I like that recon, thumbs up, and that's just the boost that Lieutenant Ring seems to need. He kind of gives him a little. Well, we don't get his reaction in this minute, so this basically that's a great. I mean, the minute literally ends right when he gives the thumbs up recon. Boom,
Yeah.
done. So that's really it. Other than that, I mean, this a pretty quick minute. It's just again, Major Powers' mission in life is to get rid of the Gunny Highway.
Yep.
Pretty much end of story. The good thing to take away about it, not only is Lieutenant Ring a good guy, but Gunny recognizes that he's a good guy, and they're kind of forming a decent bond relationship. Respect, mutual respect, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's always good to have between officer and staff NCO.
Yeah.
The only other thing is like all these type of pictures on the wall. Obviously, they shot where this really was. This isn't a set. I do remember seeing all that type of stuff when you like go into like the general's building or headquarters or anything like that. There's all these former Marines or former commanding officers of the area or important Marines. It just always got the pictures, their service picture basically up. Sometimes it can be real neat to see that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's like a history class. You get to see, now granted, there's not much context, for if you don't know, you weren't around, but it's like a hall of fame.
Yeah, kind of. Well, I mean, just kind of reminds me. Just we had Robert, our previous guest, Robert from the History of the Marine Corps podcast.
Yeah,
He's been just every day posting just some really neat, like almost like I wouldn't call them behind the scenes photos, but I'm gonna call them behind the scenes photos
yeah,
of like the U.S. Marines during World War II. A lot of them were from recently this week were from like Iwo Jima and just different photos, and they're just so fascinating. Of course, he puts a little write up on them. So if anybody's listening, highly recommend checking out History of the Marine Corps podcast. And geez, I'm going to butcher it's either History of Marine Corps podcast.com or just History of the Marine Corps.com. Just Google it, you'll find it. His website's really cool. I follow him on social media if you like that stuff because I've been seeing on Instagram and Twitter just these really cool photos of various Marine Corps, you know, photos, I guess.
yeah,
Photos of photos, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, it's just really neat. So
yeah. That's good stuff, man. Little pieces of history.
yeah, I recommend it.
Yeah, he was a fun guest too, man. He was
Yeah.
it was fun. He was our first Marine that we had on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, first proper Marine.
Yep. Oh, right, because we had somebody who pretended to be a Marine or played a Marine. I don't know who and when, but maybe we'll get somebody else. Anyways, Perry, do you have anything you want to cover on this minute?
No, sir, I do not.
Me neither. I really don't.
No, this was a pretty quick minute. Not a lot of nuance. Not a lot of
Yeah.
other things going on. It's pretty cut and dry.
Well, there's like no background noise that we hear, like somebody marching in the background. We don't.
Yeah,
We've already kind of covered. I mean, I'm sure we could keep digging for like, well, what's in this photo? But there's
yeah.
nothing that really stands out
Nah.
in the background. It's just an office we've been in before. The really big gist of it is, Major Powers' little speech,
Yeah,
and then also the fact that Recon, that's a good little moment.
yeah.
Any last thoughts before we wrap up Friday then?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay, well, this has been a fun week of office talk.
Yeah.
Office space, I should say. And yeah, so okay, Friday. It's Friday. I'll do the usual plugs. Go to moviesbyminutes.com. Check out all the movies by minutes. There are over 150 at this point. Check out Star Wars Minute. Also, you can check us out. We got our Podbean site. We just Googled Marine Corps Movie Minute Podcast. You can find us on YouTube at this point. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Marine Corps. I think Instagram is Marine Corps Movie Minute Pod. Of course, our Facebook page. And then if you like the Facebook page, join our quarter deck. Come on, we'll join the discussion in the quarter deck, our private group. And other than that, we'll just ask everybody to come back on Monday for minute 64 and see what new and fun and exciting things we have in the world of Recon and Heartbreak Ridge and podcasting.
Yeah.
Perry, before we finish this movies by minutes project that we got going on, it's going to be my personal mission to run you out of podcasting. You're going to circumvent procedures one time.
I'm already drunk.
You're right. Because you're either too old, too stupid, or too prideful to change.
All true. You don't have to be hurtful.
All right, then.
That was a home run, sir.
It took 15 minutes, 15 tries.
Click.
Say what?
Perry, before we finish this movie up, movies by minutes. All right, fuck, I got to do it again. I got something. I just can't do it. Perry, before we move,
Oh, does that to stay in?
right. Oh, it's going at the end.